The little wisdom from Steve Harvey this morning. I know we needed it. I know you needed it, right? Success leaves clues, ladies and gentlemen. Success leaves clues. The stuff we talk about on these mindset calls, the things you hear, the things I put in front of you. It's not by accident, right? That we're all saying the same things. They're just reminders. I know you all know it, but are you doing what you know? Are you doing what you know? Right? We know this stuff. Life is not that difficult, meaning like there's not a lot of things you need to take into consideration in order to actually get your life to where you want to go. Two main messages there. One, you got to take risks. You got to jump. Two, gratitude is the key. What did we start off this call with? I told y'all, right? You got to start your day off with gratitude. What did Steve Harvey just say? Every morning, I go downstairs, I read off 75 things that I'm grateful for. Do you do that? Do you have that list written down? Or is life too busy? Is it too chaotic that you won't sit down and write down your list of what you're grateful for? So every single morning, 7 days a week, not 5 days, 2 days off, every single day you wake up and you read that list. I promise you, if you did that for 90 days in a row, your life would look different. You'd feel different about your life. Habits, little things that we put in place. Just being able to say, you know what? I'm going to start my day knowing that I'm grateful. And these are all the things I'm grateful for. Steve Harvey does it. He did it. I'm sure I could put a ton of other people in front of you. It's one of the chapters in 177 Mental Toughness Secrets. Champions connect to the source through gratitude. So are you applying that in your life? Joy and depression can't live in the same space. Faith and fear can't live in the same space. Which one is ruling your life? Which one are you operating out of on a day-to-day basis? What are you feeling every day? Is it more of the joy side? Is it more of the depression side? Is it more of the faith side? Is it more of the fear side? What are you feeling? And guess what? You control it. You control it. Only two things we can control. You've heard me say this hundreds of times: our actions and our attitude. That's it. Not your boss's actions or attitudes, not your families, your spouses, your kids, and anything outside of you, you can't control. You can control your actions, what you do, and your attitude, how you think and how you feel. You get to control those things. If you're not feeling the things you need to, change it. That's all. You're not a tree. You can change. You can change. What you focus on, you get more of. I just want that gratitude conversation is really a conversation of what you focus on, you get more of in your life. So what are you focused on day to day? Are you focused on good things? Are you focused on positive things? Are you focused on the gratitude? Are you focused on the joy? Are you focused on the opportunities? Or are you focused on the other side? Are you focused on the fears? Are you focused on what you don't have? Are you focused on the lack? Are you focused on like all the other things? You get to pick. That's what changes your life. It's because you get to pick, ladies and gentlemen. So I want y'all to continue to pick good things. You combat negativity and discouragement with gratitude. You combat discouragement and negativity. If those are things that you're feeling, if you are aware of yourself on a daily basis and you are feeling more discouragement, more negativity, more lack, more of those things, you combat that with the gratitude side. So what do you need to do? Maybe after this, you do need to write down 100 things you're grateful for. You're going to stop at 12, and that just means your brain hasn't gotten to the place where you are focused on that thing. But you can write down 100 things you're grateful for, as small, as big, it doesn't matter. You can write them down. We all have them. It's just, do we focus on that? Is that where we focus? If that's a really hard exercise for you, all that's telling you is you're not focused on that, and you haven't been focused on that. Because anything you focus on, you get more of, so you can constantly talk about it. When people have those real crazy, struggles in their life, and they're like, oh, everything, you start naming everything. Why? Because you've been thinking about everything. You've been thinking about your job and the family and this and the money and this. Like, you can name them all off because that's what you're thinking about. If we change our thinking, we change our life. We can get to the other side. So that gratitude message is incredibly important. You got to apply that in your life. The other message is you got to jump. You got to jump. I don't know what that means in your life, right? Whether that's the job, whether that's the business opportunity, I don't know, whether that's something in your health, whether that's moving away, whether that's I don't know what that looks like for you, but there's some area that fear is holding you back from just saying, I'm just going to go. The people that are like Steve Harvey said, I'm going to get my ducks in a row. I'm going to wait until this. It's not coming. Once you understand that it's not going to happen unless you make it happen, life changes. If you change your thinking, you're going to change your life. Maybe you need to change how you think about taking a risk, about stepping out. Are you operating out of faith or fear? And again, just like Steve said, I'm not telling you to blow up your life. Yeah, there's consequences that come with all the things. You quit your job today, yeah, there's a consequence. You don't have a paycheck, right? You're going to have to figure that side out. That's not what we're talking about. We're saying there's some areas that you know you need to move your life forward. And if you need to move your life forward, it's not going to come in the time that you think it needs to come. Once you have the vision, once you have once you continue to pursue that and have persistence down that path, you're going to get all the things that you want. You're going to get all the things you want, but you got to be able to take a risk. It's never going to be a right time, but you got to go. Again, in our text, 177 Mental Toughness Secrets, it says champion take risk. It says average performers are risk averse. They've been taught that to make it through life in one piece, they play it safe and be thankful they have a roof over their head. Stay below the radar, you won't get hurt. Seems to be their worldview. With a mindset rooted in fear and scarcity, they unconsciously set a goal of arriving safely at death. World-class performers work from an abundance-based consciousness rooted in love, which knows no limits or bounds. The pros take risks, not because they're necessarily more courageous, but because they believe they can get back anything that they lose. In the minds of champions, resources and money are abundant. As a result, the fear of loss has very little influence with this group. Champions have always been risk takers because they have come to understand that business and life are about learning and growing. How can you learn and grow when you never step out and try something new and exciting? There's never a lack of resources, only a lack of ideas. Without risk, there can be no progress. All of us have so much sand, have only so much sand left in the hourglass, and that one day our sand will run out. The time to risk is now. The great ones know it. Again, I don't know what that looks like in your life, ladies and gentlemen, but just know if you believe this, if this is your belief, if it's not your belief, well, that's what we're working on, is your belief system. But it's your belief that life and business, but life in general, is about learning and growing. If that is your belief, that life is about learning and growing, then how can you learn and grow when you never step out and try something new and exciting? Something that scares you, something that pushes you out of your comfort zone, something that doesn't always feel the greatest. How would you learn and grow? How would you learn and grow if you're not willing to do that? You have to. You have to jump. You have to take that risk. You have to be vulnerable. You don't know what's on the other side, but everything that's good grows outside of your comfort zone. This has to be your belief that anything good that's going to come, any growth, all the life that you're asking for, the vision that you've written down, like all the things, they come outside of your comfort zone. They come after you've taken the risk, after people have told you you shouldn't do this and you can't do this. And right, you heard Steve's story. You heard Steve Harvey's story. That comedy story, he said it many times, but like that is the case. Somebody told him, hey, why are you doing it this way? You should do it this way. Why are you writing jokes for people? You should write them for yourself. And he's like, maybe I should. Someone had to drive him to the comedy club. He didn't drive himself. Someone had to get him there, put him in the environment. He was in disbelief when they called his name because he's never done it before. He had never there. Everyone starts as an amateur at something. Everyone starts at there's going to be a first time that you've done something. When's the last time you've done something for the first time? When's the last time you've done something where you're like, I don't know how this is going to go, and I'm a little scared and I'm a little nervous. I'm going to go do that thing. When's the last time that happened to you? Because the more you put yourself in that environment, just like a Steve Harvey does, he found it. That's where it was. It was when he was like, I had never been on a stage before. I didn't even know that this was a thing. And then boom, I did it. And then I got it. This is the thing I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And then just in the story, that's when the adversity comes. I hope y'all picked up the rest of the story, right? It didn't just go straight uphill from there. He made the decision because he figured it out. The vision became clear. Oh, this is it. And then what'd he say? I lost it all. I lost it all. Family, money. He was homeless. He's like, I don't recommend you do that, but I want you to take a lesson from the story that it doesn't mean just because you made the decision that things are going to get better right away. He was just persistent. He was persistent. He kept going. He knew this was it. Sometimes we don't take the risk enough to keep trying, keep going, keep pushing. And we stop, and then we start something new, and we try a little bit, and we push, and then we stop, and then we start a new thing, and then we get in a new relationship, and then this thing happens, and then we stop this. Oh, this diet didn't work. And then we're just constantly back and forth, staying focused, follow one course until successful. Just keep going. The adversities came to make him better. The adversities came to make him stronger. The adversities came to give him the capacity to handle the life that he probably has right now. 35 years later. That's what it came for. That's how it's coming in your life. That's how it's working in your life. Whatever the adversities are, whatever the obstacles are, whatever the trials, the valleys, all the stuff you got to go through, it's coming to make you better. It's coming to make you stronger. If you see it that way, if that's your focus, if you can understand that you don't wish those things away and wish it were easier, that you just have gratitude that you're still here and that you can still manage through it and you're learning and you're growing, that becomes how you have to think about that. But you got to jump. You got to take the risk. You don't put yourself in that environment where all those things could happen if you don't try something new, if you just stick with what you know and what you like and what you're comfortable with and all the things that are just so comfortable in your life. No, it's not how we get there, ladies and gentlemen. It's not how we design the life that we don't need a break from. And that's what you're here to do. That's why we jump on these calls in the morning, so we can get our mind in the right place, so we can go build the life that we want, the life you deserve. And it's going to take work. It's going to take you thinking about risk differently. It's going to take you thinking about gratitude differently. It's going to take you thinking about, right, fear and over faith, and faith over fear differently. It's going to take you thinking differently, because then you'll take different actions. You'll take different actions if you believe something different. Your belief system has you exactly where you are currently right now. What you believe about your life, about your family, about your money, about risk, about all the stuff, what you believe about it now has your life exactly where it is now. If you want your life to be somewhere different, you've got to think about it differently. And the more you train yourself, this is practice, y'all. This isn't you hear this and then you go off and you're good. No. This is years of doing the practice, the work. This is years of it. Steve Harvey didn't wake up yesterday and write out 75 things that he's grateful for. I'm sure he's been doing it for years. That's a practice. My prayer for you, my encouragement for you is just put these practices in place now. Your future self is going to thank you for it. Your future self 2 years from now will thank you for it. 3 years from now, 5 years from now, they're going to thank you that you started today, that you took this information in and you applied it in your life, that you took some risk, that you got more grateful, that you set time aside to be with yourself, to learn yourself, to grow. Like, your future self is going to thank you. But we're not here just to arrive safely at death, like it says here. This quote says, I don't want to find myself in a nursing home someday thinking that all I did was play it safe. We're not here to play it safe. We're here to design the life that we want. Have the vision for the life that God gave us, or that he wants to give us, right? We have to continue to pursue that. The action step for today says learning to be comfortable when taking calculated risk is an acquired skill. The only way to develop it is to begin taking risks. Decide today to take a small risk on something you've been thinking about doing. Feel the fear, do it anyway. If this process is new to you, rest assured you will feel less fear with every risk you take. A small risk. Maybe you need to have a conversation with someone that you've been avoiding, that you're scared to have. It's just a conversation. Nothing crazy is going to happen. It's not life or death. It's just a conversation. It's going to be uncomfortable. But maybe that's a risk. Maybe you have a risk of being vulnerable with somebody today because you're not ever vulnerable with anybody. So maybe that's the risk that you're going to take today. I don't know what that looks like in your life, but these are the small things, ladies and gentlemen. These are the small things that allow us to take these major leaps in life because we're changing who we are. We're changing how we operate. And you're going to get new things in your life if you can just start applying new things. And if you apply new things, where does it come from? It comes from you changing how you think about it. So that's why I'll always tell y'all the thesis. If you change your thinking, you're going to change your life. If you think about things the same way you've always thought about them, you're going to get the same things. But that's not us. That's not you. We got to get to the mountaintop. We got to continue to climb this mountain, y'all. It's too crowded down here at the bottom. It's time to get to the top of this thing. I love you guys. I want you to win. You deserve it. Your families deserve it. If nobody tells you, I'll be the person in your ear that constantly tells you, like, you deserve to win. Your families are counting on you to take this information and go do something with it and apply it so you can have the capacity to put them on your back, to put your loved ones on your back, to go impact people, to have a church full of people when you pass away that you've impacted. A church full, a parking lot full. But that takes capacity. That takes you growing mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. It takes you growing. And that's the process. That's the journey. Go out, do something that scares you to death. See you guys back here on Friday. Love you guys. Take care.